In the previous video, I said that a process is a means to solve a problem. And sometimes I also turn it into that a process is a means to do what you promise. And in fact, you're promising, of course, to solve a problem, and then you got a process to do that. And yeah, that brings me again back to the strategic issue. Always think about what problems do you want to solve, and actually then answering the question, what processes do we need in our organization? And that's one of the first thing I always do when I help organizations with whatever process improvement, process automation, whatever they want, understanding what processes do they have and are they really useful? Do they solve problems of their customers? And then sometimes I apply very simple tricks because yeah, we're talking about a pizzeria and someone wants a pizza delivered at home and we got the deliver pizza process for that. And one simple trick when someone says to you, I think deliver pizza is a process, then you could turn around the name into this case pizza delivered, and that I think should be the result of your process then. And then you can discuss, is that a useful process result? Do customers want to pay for it? Does it solve a problem? And so that discussion is one I always try to do when I start these kinds of projects. And sometimes people just want to talk about that process, and then I'll keep on asking the same question. For example, if they say, I want to tell you how we deliver pizzas, and then we first take the order, and that's why I'm a big fan of milestones in process models, for example. That leads to the milestone order taken. And then you could discuss, is this a real useful result? I don't think so. Customers don't come to a pizzeria to have their order taken. So let's continue. Finally, the pizza will be baked. And that's the milestone, and you could ask, is this what customers want? Partly, but I don't think it's the end result yet, because that's just a pizza waiting in the pizzeria. So we need something else to do, for example, pack it, and then the pizza is packed. Is this a useful result? Could be, for example, for the takeaway process where people pick their own pizza up, but we talked about customers that had a problem of not being able to leave the home. So for them, this is not a useful result yet. So we have to continue with deliver pizza, and finally the pizza is delivered, which is in this case the result we want. So these kind of tricks, very simple tricks, continuously asking, is this a useful result? Helps you to understand, yeah, let's call it the boundaries of your process. And yeah, that's what I do a lot. For example, sometimes I hear we have a process to enter the application, which yeah leads to an application entered. And I always ask then, okay, is this what your customers want? And then, oh no, they want more. They want their application processed and getting some product or service. So probably this is just the start of a process. Sometimes I hear mail process. Let's turn the name into deliver process, deliver mail, and then you got mail delivered, and then you could ask, is this what your customers want? If you're not a mail company, I don't think so, because this is probably the start of a process. This is the way you communicate with your customer, so not a process on its own. Incident management, often heard as a process. I think it's weird, because what does a managed incident mean? It doesn't mean nothing to me. I think it should be about solving, so I would call this solving incidents. And then sometimes I see human resource management, which to me is not a process. I think it's a collection of processes or maybe a department, because managed human resources, yeah, that's maybe some kind of thing you want to do, but it's not really yeah, real tangible, not real concrete. So for that, you probably have different processes within your human resource management collection of processes. So yeah, first start understanding why you have processes, and then maybe dive into those processes deeper. And yeah, that's the thing I always do. And for example, with the pizzeria, we discovered there are actually three primary processes with three um, main results: pizza delivered, pizza taken away, and eaten in a restaurant. That's what customer asks. And so those are the processes you could continue with, and maybe dive into some problems, because maybe customers want to know things. How long does it take? How much does it cost? And maybe it needs to be compliant with some kind of laws. So then we'll dive into the difference between process result and process goals, and that's what I will address in my next video.